Renewal of this annual contest, a game that I think everybody who participates in, whether you're a player or coach, is privileged to be a part of it, and looking forward to putting our best foot forward. It'll take that kind of effort to be successful against a very talented team like USC, and I know they're looking forward to finishing their season just as we are, on a positive note. So it should be, as it always is, a spirited contest, and I'm just excited about being involved in it again. Questions?
Rick, with the way the season's gone, is it kind of helpful having this your spirited rivalry to end the season? Maybe they just add a little bit of focus.
I think that's true. There's no question. I think that's true probably on both sides. You know, it's been a long year with certainly our share of adversity, and so to have this kind of a chance in the season's concluding game is exciting, and for it to be at the Rose Bowl and for our seniors to be able to play one more time on this stage with USC as the opponent, I think is as exciting as it can get. So we're looking forward to a great week of practice and hopefully playing our best football game.
How much can winning this game change how disappointing the season was?
Well, I think they're two different questions. Winning the game will be exciting if we're able to do that. It'll take a lot of work. It'll take, you know, a great performance by a number of players and coaches on our team. It's going to take all of that. And when you just speak about the game, that'll be a huge boom going forward if we're able to accomplish it. Certainly a lot to be done before you can even start talking about that. The season, I think is another question, and there's no other way to categorize it other than disappointing at this point. To not be in postseason, to not be taking the next step forward off of the bowl win from a year ago, and that's unfortunately, as I just said, disappointing.
Can you talk about the end of the game last season, the USC-UCLA game, and what that kind of could transfer over into this year?
I think that's behind us. I don't think it merits much conversation.
What differences you see with them, with Mustang as opposed to Parker?
Well, they're in the same offense. I mean, it might have been a little more conservative early in the game, but as the game wore on, certainly they took their chances downfield and had a chance to win the game.
Is there differences to their styles, though, or?
I would judge that based on what they were doing from a scheme-wise, and I did not see any changes in scheme. Obviously, I've looked at it one time, and they go to all the practices, and so they'll have better insight as to what the differences are between the two guys. But in terms of what they did offensively, it still looked like vintage USC.
Is there anything to be taken from Notre Dame beating them after kind of obviously a dominant USC run? Maybe just more evidence this isn't quite the USC team.
I look at this game as a kind of a mini season unto itself. I don't, it's cliche to say you throw out the records, but I think everybody does find a unique way to focus on this game, leaving the past behind. I was part of a tough season here as an assistant coach in 1989, where things had not gone well, and we were a huge underdog in the game, found a way to get a 10-10 tie, because that game kind of sparked a lot of enthusiasm from those of us in the program to do everything we could to find a way. And I think that will be true on both sides of the ball this year. I mean, both teams.
Coach, what have you seen in the Arizona State film about kind of what went wrong defensively?
Well, I think it's a combination of them playing well. Their quarterback was very, very accurate and had a great game. Oswald, I'm speaking of. Combination of not as good a job of tackling as we've done in the last couple. It kind of reared its ugly head again. And then some coverage mistakes that resulted in huge plays for them. And that's a poor combination when you've got some coverage mistakes and you've got poor tackling going on in the same ballgame. It's going to get you. And unfortunately in this game it did.
Obviously these two programs get compared a lot, but how much do you, throughout the season, keep track of USC's progression, and is it more than other teams in the Pac-10?
No, I think, your time is spent kind of focusing on what you have to do. Now, being part of a conference, you pay close attention to what's going on in the conference race and trying to be a part of it and so forth. And then the other part of this is I'm a football fan, so when our game's over, I'm watching. And we've had 2 Thursdays and a Friday game, so there's been a lot of Saturdays where I've had the TV on. And when you're done in the daytime and there's night game, I've got it on, and so vice versa. So I've seen them play a number of times and have been very impressed with how explosive they can be.